Good morning, friends. I have been in such a funk lately. I can't do it anymore. So I woke up this morning and I was like, nope, we're not doing it. We're not going to feed into it. We're going to come to today with a whole new energy, a whole new outlook. We're going to I also had some caffeine, so maybe that'll help. But I'm going to get ready. I'm going to sit in my bathtub. And I figured, let's just get ready together. Let's just do it. If you want to watch, great. If you want to just go about your day, go ahead and feel free to skip through. But I just want to hang out for a minute, give you some tips. I found a dupe that I really like that I want to share with you guys. Ooh, what's happening? But we'll do it start to finish. So come hang out. Okay. So I'm just sitting in my bathtub so I can get the good light. But I have cleansed and toned my skin. I had a mask on last night, so it's a little bit white on some of my little breakouts right now, but we're just gonna leave it. So I need to do some moisturizer before I jump into my makeup. But I'm gonna talk about a bunch of new products that I've bought and tried, and a dupe that I really like, and also a product kind of hack. We're just gonna play. I'm gonna see if it works. I don't know if it's gonna work. I've never tried this before. But if most of you you obviously follow me. I work for a company called USANA. I'm the senior marketing manager over skincare. So whenever I post products from Celavive, those are the products that I work with, help develop, I do the marketing for, and I love those products. So that's why I always post about them. So we are launching a new facial oil. We're launching a facial oil this month on Valentine's Day. And I love facial oils. I usually use this at night, but I'm gonna incorporate it today into my daytime routine because I think the hydration from this is helping a lot with my skin. And is that my knee? Oh, I thought that was weird. Bird. But I'm gonna try and incorporate this into more of my makeup routine because I want to see this adds just such a glow to your makeup or to your skin. So I want to see what it does for makeup. So I'm gonna moisturize before I do that. I have been using this brand's all over social media, but I've been using this Aglow, their whole luminous skin product line, and their flawless nourishment cream. You can see I've used quite a bit of it. It's very balmy. I don't know, this with the oil might be too much. So maybe I'll put a little bit of, I just use my Celavive day cream all the time, even when I don't anticipate to have a lot of sun exposure that day. I just do. So I'm just gonna moisturize real fast before I move to my next set. So primers. Talked a little bit about primers, I think in my last video. Did I? I think moisturizer is the best primer you can use, but that being said, I have been playing with a couple of different ones that I'll just talk a little bit about. Recently, NYX launched this one. It's the Marshmallow Primer with marshmallow root. Let me see if it says anything about it. Doesn't. It's just primer base. I like it. It's okay. It's very white, and so I have to kind of really massage it in to get rid of that kind of residue. But as far as makeup longevity, it's been okay. I don't know. Like I said, I think moisturizers are great primers, so I struggle sometimes to see the benefit. If you want a pore smoothing, if you want a targeted benefit from a primer, those are great. You can find some really good ones. Those ones usually have some kind of silicone base where it kind of creates a film over your pores. But since I've had acne most of my life, I have to kind of pick and choose which ones work and then try them and see if they break me out. But the marshmallow, this NYX one doesn't so far break me out. Another one that I really have liked, but I'm not sure if I would repurchase, is the Ura Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. It's yellow. It's a very tinted yellow, which will help with brightness and kind of evening out your skin tone. Again, I like it. I don't know if it makes any difference in my makeup wear compared to like just a regular moisturizer. So what I have been using, what I kind of want to duplicate today, is I've been using these Glow Milk coconut milk drops, and it's very bronzy, and it kind of, I showed you in my last video kind of the effect that it gave, but it's like almost out and it's kind of dried up and I can't get much more of it out. So what I want to do today is I'm going to take my facial oil and I'm going to take a highlighter palette that's been cracked. It's totally broken, busted open. I think my son dropped it and it just completely busted, but there's a gold highlighter in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of that loose highlighter, mix it with my oil, put that all over my face before I go into my foundation. Pregnancy brain. So let's see. This might work, it might not work, I don't know. But I've tried this with other products before and it's worked, so I'm pretty confident that it'll work fine. So I'm just gonna take some of that loose powder and apply it. I'm just gonna take a bit, like a chunk out of it, put it on the back of my hand. I mean, you could do this with any product, any like loose powder. Powders are really easy to like mix things into, and I'm just gonna take like 2 drops of my facial oil because I'm already pretty like hydrated. Like a more bronzy color, but this will do fine because this will give me a nice illuminated base, and it's not like super, I'm not putting glittery eyeshadow all over my face. It just kind of took that highlighter and just smoothed it, like it just broke it down enough that I can now apply that to my skin. And you can do that with anything. I mean, think about the options. Anyways, very happy with that. It's not too crazy. Okay, we're gonna jump into foundation. I'm out of breath. Another side effect of pregnancy. Okay, I've been really liking this Huda Beauty Faux Filter High Coverage Foundation. I mean, it is really high coverage, and then I mix it with my Revlon Color Stay, just to kind of make this one last longer. Sometimes I'll take a really good lower priced foundation, mix it with my higher one so that I can kind of get longer wear out of them. Also, these ones are a little bit different in color, so I can kind of match my skin tone a little bit better. My arms are really white, so my face is gonna look a little bit dark, but I promise it matches. So this one is Custard. Ooh, I feel like getting music. And this one is just $2.20. This is the combination oily skin one. And that one's that one. So they're pretty close in color. Mix some, dab. And when you have texture or breakout issues like I do, I just find that liquid or cream products help a little bit with the texture issue. I always just take whatever's left on my hand and roll it down my neck. I always use cream products. I can set with powder foundation or powder products, like a really light setting powder. But if you have texture issues or if you have more fine lines, more wrinkles, I just feel like cream products, if you set them properly, will lay better on the skin. Powder products tend to accentuate a lot of that. I'm gonna get right up in my ear. My hair is gonna cover it, but you know, when you like the line, I get it all the time. I get in the car and I'm like, oh my gosh, my ears are white. But yeah, if you have texture issues like me, or if you have fine lines and wrinkles, I would just suggest to try a cream product, but just make sure you set it well, because cream products will settle differently than powder products. I'm just gonna bring it down my neck a little bit. Find something more to cover my neck. And even then, if you have more extreme texture problems like I do, or texture issues, they're gonna be there no matter what. So just rock it. Just be like, yep, this is my skin. Well, you do your best to kind of set it in a way that it's going to like look natural as possible. I've tried tinted moisturizers and things that are lighter, but they just never give me enough coverage, and then you can kind of see those breakouts come through, and for me that's difficult. So I'm just using my beauty blender. It looks like I'm getting like pretty aggressive, but you know, you gotta get in there. And I love brushes for applying foundation, especially cream foundations or liquids. I just can't not use my beauty blender. Once you stop, it's hard to go back. So I'm on the hunt for a good liquid foundation brush. I might order this one from Real Techniques. I'm not gonna put any foundation on my eyebrow or my eyelids, because I'm gonna cover those with concealer. And with your eyes, like specifically your eyelids, you want to be less. You want to use as you know, few layers, in my opinion, as possible, because then that prevents creasing. You want to set it really well. I know a lot of people just use foundation as like their setting layer, but I like to put concealer on my eyelids too. I don't really have a lot of redness. Well, maybe I do. I don't have a ton of redness on my eyelids, but if you do have redness, a good concealer will help a lot with that. So make sure I got all the things. See, you can see my texture around my mouth where my dermatitis is. With powder, depends on the powder, but I just like the way that liquid looks with that. So, okay, foundation is done. I'm gonna tell you about this product that I found that I feel like is a pretty good dupe. So I am obsessed with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. So obsessed that, I mean, this isn't even all of them, but I have several empties and I just keep them because I think I can keep getting more out of them, and I just don't ever end up getting more out of them. But I found a good dupe, and I think this is like $20, I want to say it's like $26, or it's in the $20 range. And it's great. Like I will happily spend my dollars on this product. Color's great. I always use Fair Neutral, but I've been seeing around on the internet a good dupe, and I thought, let's check it out, because I'm a critic. I'm a harsh critic when it comes to this product. So I went out and got this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer with a satin finish, and I really like it. I mean, I really like it. It's definitely a little more tricky to work with. It has good coverage. I wouldn't say it's just as good as this, but like comparable for like this is $6 and this is like over $20. I would 100% recommend this to somebody who wants to try a concealer, who needs something that lasts a little bit longer, that has good coverage. I'll show you. This one's pretty good. I don't know if I have enough of the other one to compare, but I'm gonna try some out of this one. So this one's the Shape Tape. I'm gonna put this on this side. See, I'm like down to the bits. So I'm gonna have to kind of put on a bunch of this, or maybe see if I can get some out of another bottle. I love this concealer. I love it. I love it. I love it so much that I just don't ever like go out to try other things. But you can't turn down $6, you know? Shape Tape. This one is e.l.f. on this other side. You got like application wise, like they look so similar. I would say this one is a little more pigmented than this, but just by like a hair. So I'll blend this one out first. I'll show you. Okay, that's the e.l.f. Like, it looks so good. We'll do this one. See, like the only thing with the e.l.f. is I felt like I had to kind of work with it a little more. Like you saw, I had to kind of move it around a little bit. The Shape Tape, you don't have to move quite as bit or quite as much. But overall, like, end effect is very, very similar. You can see a little bit of creasing on this side. But we're gonna fix that with powder. We're gonna fix that with setting powder anyways, so. Okay, great dupe. Super happy about that. I'm gonna set that before I set the rest of my makeup. I really love these Revolution, well, this one's Ben Nye, but Revolution, and this is another great dupe. So Ben Nye is just a really great, I mean, I think they mostly do like stage art, stage makeup products, but they have these setting powders. This one's in Fair, the other one's in Banana, and the other one's by Revolution, and Revolution is carried at Ulta. I think they're very inexpensive for virtually the same product. So I do the Fair. I used to do the Banana. I'll do the Banana color when I'm more tan, but because it's winter and I'm very fair, the Fair one works best for me right now. And I don't bake. I don't got time for that. Okay, now we're gonna set my whole face. Because like I said, when you wear liquid products, I always set them. I found that this Laura Mercier translucent powder is really great. It's very lightweight. Back in my younger days, I would use liquid foundation and then I would top it with a powder foundation. And that was a lot. That was a lot. So right now I just do either or. This is translucent. If I were doing like some kind of really crazy makeup that really needed a lot of coverage, I might do that, but translucent powders are great. So I'm just going to tap it. And this product lasts for forever, which I love, but you don't need a lot. I always set my neck too. Last thing you want to do is touch your neck or put your shirt on and it like transfer really badly. And what I think I'm loving most, even, you know, now that we're just doing a little bit of powder, is because we had that oil with that little bit of highlighter. I think my skin's gonna have a really nice glow as I wear this throughout the day, and it's going to settle into my skin really nicely. So that's another benefit of incorporating an oil, even for me, for somebody who's a more oily combination and who has, you know, some breakouts. It's really helped. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of bronzer before I do my eyebrows. I do my makeup and all sorts of weird steps, but most people do their eyeshadow and then do the rest of their face, and I'm always backwards. So I'm gonna bronze. So I went to TJ Maxx the other day, and their beauty section has been so good lately. So I was able to grab, it's so dirty, but it's the NARS Laguna bronzer, which this stuff is like, again, it's pricey, but I got it at TJ Maxx because I had it. My only thing with this bronzer is it's very matte and it's almost cool toned. It's a great bronzer, but you have to be a little bit lighter handed with it because it can go ashy pretty quick. So it loosed on me. I'm used to the other Anastasia one, so I kind of mix the two. I'll show you what I do, but I just take my This is my, I don't even know what one this one is. This is the, drawing a blank. The bronzer brush. You can find any fluffy brush. And I kind of just take like a little bit on this very tip part, and kind of where that shadow begins, I just kind of concentrate it right in here with very wide light movements, because if I press down and I push, that's when I get that like kind of ashy look. So you can see this side's kind of bronzed up, this side's not. I always do a little on my forehead, and then I bring it down under here. You gotta be careful of the bronzer beard. So when you're working in this area, don't bring it too close. You gotta keep really close to your ear and kind of out here. So it's kind of, see that difference? Other side, where that natural shade, that like shade is. Forehead, outer parts of your forehead. If you have a larger forehead, I have like medium size. If you feel like you have a larger forehead, this step can really help kind of bring it all together. If you have a more shorter, more narrow forehead, then I would really make sure to kind of lightly and keep it at your hairline or where the sun would naturally hit you. You don't need a ton of bronzer on your forehead, because sometimes bronzer can make that area seem smaller. But just play around with it, because you can always take it off if it doesn't look right. Also, if you're a mom, you got the gullet, you gotta do it under here too. So that's like a good base bronzer for me, but I like more. And I really have been loving this Anastasia Cappuccino one, because it is a little more warm. And I kind of go back through, but I concentrate it more towards the back. So I'm not kind of doing that whole thing over again and making it like super crazy. It just kind of adds a little more. And I also got this one in TJ Maxx. So if you like a bargain and you don't want to spend $30 on a bronzer, there's lots of great products out there, or places that sell things at a more inexpensive price. Nose. So I feel like I have kind of a wide nose base, and I've got this little bump right here. I'm gonna contour my nose a little bit more today whenever I'm feeling extra. I always do a little bit of nose contour, but I'm not good at it. I have to really, I'll show you. But I do take whatever is kind of left over on my brush for my bronzer and pull it along the sides. And it just kind of brings it all together. My hair is driving me crazy. So that's bronzer. Now, this is quite a long video. I don't know if you're gonna stick around for this, but brow pencil. Lately I've just been doing brow pencil. Anastasia Beverly Hills has a great brow pencil, and they're a great brand. But again, if you're on a budget, the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, this one right here. Ooh, actually, you know what? I might be out of this today. This is a great product, and it's, again, really half the price of the Anastasia one. A little bit different formulas, but so similar that if you're starting out, I would absolutely try this product first. So I just brush through them, and I don't do anything to my brows. I don't tweeze them. I don't wax them. I don't do anything to them. And they've just, you know, I've embraced the natural brow. And I'm out of that one, so I'm gonna have to find something else to use today. But normally I would just fill my brows in with this. So this little micro brow pencil is tiny. Oh, my nails are gross. It's really tiny. So I would just take the front of this and kind of work it through the front part of your brow. The front part of your brow, you want a little bit more feathery, a little more natural. You don't want to go in too hard for that with that. But the outer part where the shape is, you can kind of get a little more detailed, but this is nice because it's like a very fine tipped pencil, and you can kind of get those nice little faux brow strokes. Because I don't have my brow pencil, I'm gonna have to use my pomade. And this is Anastasia Beverly Hills. Sorry. Great, lasts forever. Totally worth the price. But there are lots of good dupes out there. There's lots of good brow powders. So let's give me turkey. I've never done this. Just taking kind of that on my brow brush, kind of combing it through lightly to kind of get that shape of my brow. This kind of product you have to be really careful with because it can get dense quickly. And that's why I've been liking my brow pencil. So I'm gonna finish my brows and then I'll come back and show you how they look. So this is a more like a fuller, more a darker brow that I've been doing lately, but it's all I have, so gonna make it work. Now let's do eyeshadow. Okay, eyeshadows. I've been using my Lorac Pro, my Jaclyn Hill, and my Anastasia Modern Renaissance. They all have a very warmy, warm is not a word, a very warm kind of reddish color, which I like a lot for my eyes. It's pretty much the only eyeshadow color I do every single day. I'm gonna have to grab this brush with my foot. Okay, I got it. Okay, so there's this color called Dusty Plum and Sepia. They're right next to each other. I usually just take them together on a really fluffy brush. Always tap your excess off, otherwise you could get a lot of fallout, or you get some intense like color right off the bat, and that can be a little much. So I just concentrate color like this, kind of like a transition color on the outside and through my crease. And if you use a fluffy brush, you get more equal distribution of color that blends better. Multitasking. And blending, I mean, you can spend a lot of time on blending. If you've got a good color with good pigment and a good brush, then this is a pretty simple step. I don't want to spend too much time doing blending back and forth. I see some people just blending for forever. Again, we don't have time for that. So other side, through the outer corner, through my crease, pick up a little more color. I find makeup to be just so therapeutic. It's such a form of meditation for me. It's a transformation process. I come out feeling like a whole new person. I've had to learn to love my skin. I've had to learn to love my features, my nose. And I just love makeup. I just love it. So for me, I can wear a lot of makeup. I can wear a good amount of eyeshadow. I can do like a dark shadow, but if you feel like you can't wear a lot of makeup, I would go for a much lighter color than this, just to base with, like just something like a neutral brown or any kind of neutral color. And then you can always add in like a little more accentuation to that, because like this is kind of like the transition crease color for me. And then what I do after that is I usually bring in kind of a darker shadow towards the outsides to kind of pull my eyes apart a little bit more. And then I'll do like a little bit of shimmer to kind of pop. I'll show you. We'll do it all. Okay, now I get more of a tapered brush. This is a MAC brush and it's a cult favorite, but I just, I don't know the number, 629, 6 something 9. But I get like a really deep brown. You can see I've used the crap out of this palette, but I use this Cypress Umber. It's a very, very dark dark brown, and I use it almost every day. And then I get this kind of red ochre color because I like that kind of really warm reddish brown. And I just pat this right on the outside. See how that like just adds a little zhuzh to the outside. Again, if you want a lighter look, you could do like a really neutral brown all over color, go in with a little bit of a deeper color on the outside just to kind of accentuate your lash line and that outer part of your eye. You could do this with like a purple if you want. This kind of color combination, this way of layering colors works for pretty much everything. And it's how I would do all shadows. I always, depending on kind of your eye shape, kind of framing those. If you have more hooded lid, deeper set eyes, you'll just want to be careful with how much you layer or how much color you put into that area, because then you can focus on things like eyelashes and stuff. So that's kind of what I do for this, and then I just kind of blend the two very lightly into the inner corner, like bring it in. And this looks dark, but like I said, I can wear a lot of makeup and I have really dark eyes and eyebrows, so with like my hair color right now, I kind of like that vibe. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take kind of a color, like a shimmery color pop. I never used to wear shimmers that much, but lately, especially as my eyes have become a little more, they're not wrinkly, but just as I age and stuff, I feel like I can wear more shimmers. Shimmers are great if you have a few more wrinkles or if you have like deeper set eyes. Shadow, I think a little bit of shimmer is a great way to kind of accentuate and bring some light to your eyes. So I just take like this is like a neutral, like a opal-y, like a, I don't know what kind of color. It's kind of like a taupey shimmer. Kind of focus that. And I use my fingers. I think your fingers are a great tool for shimmery shadows. Or synthetic brushes. Shimmers tend to fall out a lot when you use a brush, or if you don't use the right kind of brush. You can also get your brushes wet and then dip them in shimmer, and they like turn them into foils, which are really, really awesome. Okay, so I just put a little bit on that, and now I'm gonna go in with more of like a coppery color, just on my same finger, because I am lazy. I put that more in the middle part of my eye. And I like that look a lot. This is like what I do every single day. Especially during the winter. I don't know what it is about the winter, but I feel like during the winter you can wear darker lipsticks, darker eyeshadows. I gotta give him some breathing room. I've been leaning over. Anyways, yeah, eyeshadows. I feel like you can wear them a little bit. The trash man is here, sorry. The trash truck, the dump truck, dump. Okay, he's almost gone. Yeah, I don't know. But I will say, if you're gonna pick your eyes as a darker focus, if you're gonna do a brighter or darker or more statement eye, you gotta be careful with your lips and your brows and just the balance between those. It's like when you wear a dress, it's like when you wear a little black dress and you gotta focus, like, do I show the girls and the arms, or do I show my legs? Because sometimes you can show all three, but like, if you've never heard that rule, like, it's always like, do I show here or do I show my legs? And you kind of want to pick a body part, just like your makeup. You want to pick kind of an area. Do I want a really strong lip? If I were going to do like a really, really strong, like a burgundy lip with this, I'd probably go like more of a neutral eye. Do really good lashes, like really pretty lashes. I could even probably pull off like a liner. But with a more strong eye like this that I usually do, I have to find a good lip, a neutral lip. But obviously I don't want to go like full concealer like I am now, because then it just falls flat. So I'm gonna do blush. Now, we'll do blush, we'll jump. I'm all over the place. There's no order. There's no right order. Well, there is a right order for some things, but when we get to this stage, we can just do whatever. Blush. Oy. I'm on the hunt for a good blush. I want to try a cream blush, because those have been around. Those have been coming around a lot with Selena Gomez's line, like her cream blushes that came out, and I've been seeing them kind of pop up a little bit more. So I think they're kind of, they never went away, but I feel like they're coming back a little bit more. So I've just been using my Tarte Party, literally it says Party blush. I like Tarte blushes. Sometimes they're not as like the most pigmented, so you have to pick up a lot. Or maybe I just use a lot of blush, I don't know. So apple of my cheeks, kind of bringing it up on top of that highlight or that concealer, so. And your blush can be a little crazy because you can always kind of dial that back a little bit. I love blush. Blush, blush, blush. I love blush. So you don't want to bring your blush up too high that it gets into that concealer area, but you don't want it down here to muddy up your bronzer. You have to be kind of pick and choose. If you divide the face into sections, you kind of have sections for each thing, and then they kind of all melt together, but it just depends on your face shape. You know, where my blush falls may not fall where your blush would fall. Or maybe you struggle, you put blush kind of back farther. I have kind of more round, I have like this, you know, round cheeks right here. I don't have super high like cheekbones or anything, and so I have kind of a wider space to put blush. So just play with it, and if you look at it and you're like, no, just take the brush that you had your translucent powder on or your foundation and just letting it back out. I used to put blush on the very tip of my nose, which I thought was kind of cute. I don't think it's cute anymore, but whatever. Okay, that's blush. I'm gonna do highlighter. Okay. Had this highlighter palette for forever, but I just use the Becca, I think it's Moonstone. I think it's Becca Moon. It's Prosecco Pop, but I don't think they carry it anymore, and I'm pretty sure it's just the same as Moonstone. It's just kind of a goldy color. I just put that up here. I mean, I put it all over that area, and if it bleeds into my blush a little bit too much, I can kind of touch that back up, but I put it all over that cheekbone area. Down my nose, because this kind of helps with that straightening of my nose. And then I put some right here on my forehead, kind of on those two more prominent bones, like where my brow bone is. And I'm gonna put on your Cupid's bow right there. See how that just like changes the shape of your lip? You could do that after too. If you do like a lipstick and you lose it, you can do it after. Okay. I'm gonna do, now I have mascara. We'll do mascara. I think I probably talked about this in my last video. The Surfer Curl by Tarte. I love it a lot. And I'm a big The Real fan by Benefit. Both of these are almost donezo. They're starting to dry out on me, so I need to go get some more. I want to try that Maybelline Sky High, but I don't know. Everybody's saying it's so great. I'll contour my nose after, but I'm gonna do mascara. I don't curl my lashes. I've had one too many bad experiences with lash curlers. I mean, in high school, I used to like light that thing on fire and then use that to curl my lashes. And one time the little plastic rubbery protection thing slipped and it literally sliced my eyelashes off. And since then I was like, okay, we're just not gonna do that anymore. But I have really, really short, straight eyelashes, which is fine. You can get yourself a good lash serum. If your lashes are like mine. I think it's about finding good product. Whew, I gotta keep leaning back because I'm losing my breath and I'm trying to lean forward so I can show you this. I don't ever use just one mascara. I feel like I find one mascara that just layers best with another one, and I don't know. You can totally like mix and match your mascaras if you want something that's got good length and then you want one that has more thickening. I have yet to find a mascara that necessarily does it all. I really love the L'Oreal Voluminous mascara. That's a good one, but I always layer it with my They're Real. Now I take my surfer curl. I'm gonna grab this mirror because I cannot lean back. Lean forward like that anymore. At that point in pregnancy where everything's pushing up into my lungs all the time. Okay, that's done. I'm gonna do a lip to my lips. I've just been using these jelly glazes by Tarte. They're just cute and they're teeny tiny and they're just really hydrating. I still have a little bit of concealer on my lips, but it's fine. This one's a little darker, so it's just gonna kind of give me a natural color. Sugar cookie is that one. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I might set it with some setting mist, but I feel like we did a lot of stuff to really make it work. Woo, tangle. I've yet to comb my hair today. And that is the look. It's a look. Feels good. Feels good. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. That took it's like 48 minutes. I'm gonna have to shorten this down a lot, but do what makes you feel good. Whether that's doing makeup or exercising or, you know, a little bit of online shopping, which I did this morning too. Just, you know, sometimes we gotta find what makes us feel good. But that's what I'm focusing on today. I'm bringing the big energy, I'm bringing the positive energy, I'm bringing the happy energy, because we are lucky to be alive. We are lucky to be here. I am lucky to be here. He's lucky to be here. We got this. It's gonna be a great day. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.